and you invite them, and you can sort of select them, and they will be notified. There's an outbound email-based notification. These projects or documents will appear on their dashboard, so when they log in, they can just get to work immediately. One thing that's great about just a system like this is that there's no file transfer. You know, the traditional model of emailing, FTPing, going and sort of proactively downloading documents to be translated. Everything exists in a central place. So from a document management perspective and document security perspective, everything is in here already. People just are interacting with the translation portal. Okay? So you save it, and I think we're pretty much good to go. We have different teams. Yeah.
Do you have any option for people who don't have much access to internet, like if they work offline or something?
Yeah, you know,
How are you going to synchronize that then?
Yeah, we are experimenting with Google Gears. So Google Gears is sort of the offline mode that I know I use. We use Google Apps in-house for our company. And so with Google Gears, you can still take sort of a snapshot of what's live on the web and work on it, say, while I'm on a plane, and push it back. So we're in the process of implementing Google Gears for offline access.
And when you say everybody is online and everybody gets to know or gets the access for MT or TM or whatever, okay. Is it an abstract view you give it to them, or?
Do you say can they download it?
Yeah.
Yes, so they can download it. So you can actually manage your translation memories from within here and download it. You can upload your existing TMs in a TMX or XLib format, and consequently download them in their entirety in a usable format.
Like, what if there is an if you are using some what you call some updated version of some TM or something, if somebody has old version, how do you synchronize that then?
We take a differential. So you're saying if somebody has an old version of TM and they're trying to upload it to the new system?
Right.
Well, I mean, there's a couple different things. One is there's a security access model which says you're of a certain type, right? You're either a translator, which doesn't give you the rights to manage those TMs generally, or you're a project manager, and maybe that does give you access to a segment of the TMs. And then above that is sort of a community administrator, which allows you to see across communities. So let's take a real-world view. Adobe has different product lines. Different product managers are in charge of different product lines. So Adobe corporate to the localization team, say it's Francis or more likely his folks, they have access across the product lines, but so the Flex folks only have access to the Flex projects and the Flex TMs. So there is a little bit of onus on the Flex project managers to not overwrite, bring in old TMs on top of the newly created TMs. So that answers your question.
I hope then you can provide an abstract view, which is always the latest one.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
Just to clarify, to become a freelance translator on this platform,
yeah.
What does that involve?
You send an email, and give you a link, and you sign up and start using it.
So
The candid truth is we used to offer it free to translators, while we were doing sort of like a sort of corporate redefinition as to how we're going to monetize this, we took that off. The fact is, that link has been passed around, and we sort of secretly encourage freelance translators to use the software. So, it's not on the website, but it's freely available. So we can provide you. Does that make sense?
I see. So it's kind of like just it is free, but you got to know that it's free.
Yeah, because we're licensing it to content owners. We're licensing it to the government. The thought process was that undermines sort of the value of the software. Mm-hmm. That being said, we still like people to use it. Sort of a little bit of a board issue, a little bit of a marketing issue. So yeah, we're not. There's not a great revenue model with freelance translators.
What is the link for freelance?
I'll send it out. It's not. I wish it were shorter. It has sort of a string attached to it. Maybe I'll put it on Twitter or something.
You can put it on Bitly and make it free. Lingoteks.
I should, yeah. No, I can. You can define that with tiny URL too. So I'll do something like that. Okay. So project definition. Let's skip that. That was what we were talking about. Here's vault management. Now I'm having trouble seeing. And that's just one of the tabs up top. So you can create new TM vaults, you can import TMs. You can also, there's an alignment tool within the software. So you can take parallel porpoise and create alignments. So it actually you upload the two documents, and you create alignments which will generate a TM file which you can then use. So there's a lot of organizations that, for whatever reason, have not been using translation memory. They, at least were smart enough to save their content. Which there are some organizations that are not. But you can easily create using a parallel porpoise, create TMs. And it does automate a portion of that. It does have sort of human review because after it sort of suggests segmentations and the matches, and you can redefine those. And you can just really take a look at them.
Most of your clients aware of the value then of TMs? I mean, are they think it's
surprise, some are very well aware and have used lots of different things from idiom to Trados to other things in there for converting. But I'm always surprised at how many people don't really get the value of translation of it. Even as we're sort of migrating to this, the success of machine translation of late, TM has great value in training statistical machine translation engines. So you can literally see that within the administration view of this, you can actually retrain, choose your TM vaults and choose it to retrain machine translation. We've done that with Langstweaver. And so when I say it's a great way at its most base level to collect TMs and then retrain MT in sort of a continuous cycle, it's real. And that's what we're seeing, especially in the Fed case, government case. Okay, this is the idea of dictionaries. So pretty straightforward. You can upload any type of delimited file for a dictionary, and you can manage those, delete those, download those. You can also sort of prioritize dictionaries for, in some cases, just by checking a box that says terminology. And so that enforces the terminology when a translator comes across certain words that within a segment that have been tagged as terminology. Okay. Dictionaries, pretty straightforward. Okay, here's the meat, the sizzle, fun stuff. No, I'm not. So we're still on project management. Anyway, so you're in project management. You can click review, but you get to the translator workbench. So here we go. So in the top left, you are presented the source text. The source text with a highlight of the segment you're currently translating. The grayed out segments are just context for you. And then below, in the bottom, right over on the left side, sorry, over there, you can enter the target.
When you talk about community or collaborative localization platform, like if a big, you can say document is divided into separate small parts, each and every translator gets a small, his part of job.
Yep.
He has to translate that, and there are same strings in each and every chunk what they get. Different translators get different part of document and same strings may be there. How do you maintain context in that?
We still show context, so even if they have 5, that's the ones that they're allowed to translate, but that doesn't mean that's not, they're also allowed to see everything beyond what they're translating to provide the context. Does that make sense? No? Okay. So say if you look right here, right? This grayed up paragraph, we have, there's 5 segments in that paragraph.